Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Katrina and today I'm going to be talking to you about the pros and cons of Etsy and Shopify, two of the largest platforms for e-commerce today. So I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion on both because I do sell on both. I have my clothing brand on Shopify and I do have my craft store on Etsy. So I'm going to be giving you the major differences, why you might consider one over the other, or you might want to consider changing platforms. So I'm just going to dive right in and give you all the different pros and cons and give you some tips to help you decide. Make sure you watch all the way into the end so that way you can make a sound decision for you and your business. And don't forget to like and subscribe because I'll bring in you weekly videos to help you start and grow your business. Now we're going to jump right into it. Now Shopify and Etsy are two completely different platforms. One is more for handmade goods, one is more for branding, but you can intermingle them both. It's all about how you use the platforms. I'm going to start off with Etsy. Now, Etsy is a world known. Pretty much everybody and their mama know Etsy is the go-to for handmade goods, one-of-a-kind goods. It's where you go when you want to buy unique gifts, when you want to buy something special with an extra touch, or when you want to buy something that is customizable that you can't really get in the store. Etsy is the go-to. Etsy is pretty much already the marketplace. It's set up. It's already been established. Thousands and thousands, if not millions, shop on Etsy and they go to it without having to be told to go to it. So when you create your page or your landing page on Etsy, just know that Etsy is not your own. Etsy is not your own website. You can't have your own domain. You have to really follow all the policies and the guidelines that Etsy has put forth. That's probably the biggest con. Well, not the biggest. We'll get to the biggest soon. But Etsy is a place where the only thing you can really customize are the photos you put out and the banner at the top. Of course, you have your shop name, but there's no actual domain name. If Etsy shuts down tomorrow, your shop is gone. Don't want to scare you, but just want to be realistic. So with Etsy, it's a platform, of course, where you have already people coming to shop, but you're competing with other shop owners. So with Etsy, people can be selling the similar listings to you. You're competing for that #1 spot. It's almost like, you're winning the race and you're trying to see who's going to get to the finish line first. Now, I don't want to scare you from Etsy at all. Etsy is a great marketplace and it's great for beginners. Why? Because you don't really have to do too much to drive people to your site. People are already going there. So that's the one good thing about Etsy. Etsy is already a site that people go to shop. So you already have a customer base pretty much. You do need to run a few ads, to get yourself high on the rankings because trying to get your products to list on the #1 spot is key, is priority. So now another big pro to Etsy is if you use someone like me, you can get your first 40 listings for free. So depending upon how many items you want to list, your first 40 listings can be free if you use the link down below. Not everyone gets that because every listing is typically 20 cents to list. There are a lot of fees with Etsy. That's a major con and you do have to consider that when you're listing your prices. But if you use your first 40 listings, you get your first 40 listings free. Everything after that is 20 cents every time you list an item. Now let's talk about these fees. Etsy got some fees, y'all. I'm just letting you know. Beware. You have to consider that when you're listing your price. Every time you list an item, it's 20 cents. Every time you sell an item, it's 20 cents. Every time you renew an item, it's 20 cents. That's not all, y'all. Plus there's transaction fees. I think the transaction fees are about 3%. And then there's, processing fees. I don't know why they have all these fees, but the processing fees is 6.5%. I might be mixing up the percentage between the transaction fee and the processing fee. But just know it's about a good 9 to 10% off of every single thing you sell. So the more you sell, the bigger your shop is, the more fees you have to pay. Just consider that. To give you an example, I had a sale recently that was well over $1,000. They took out about $200 from me. Your girl was hot. because you have to consider that. You have to factor that into the price, especially if you're factoring in shipping. Now, when you're considering the fees that have to come out of every item that's being sold, and you have to consider, do you want to hide the shipping in? That makes the items go up. So it's really competitive, of course, when you're pricing your items compared to other people's listings as well. So those are the major cons with Etsy, is all the fees. That's a deterrent. So a lot of people build up their customer base on Etsy and they drive them over to another site. Once you start getting used to Etsy, and once you get that customer base, for those people who are starting out brand new and you do not have a customer base, you can use Etsy's platform as a way to get new customers, to get people to trust you, because Etsy is the trusted site. If you're brand new, they don't trust you yet. If I'm just starting out selling hand soaps, or if I'm selling, bath bombs, or if I'm selling jewelry, they don't know me from a hole in the wall. So why would they buy from me? But they'll buy off of Etsy. Even though Etsy has so many different crafters and entrepreneurs and boss people out there making all these things, they might not trust you per se, but they trust the site. Once people get to know you as the owner, as the shop owner, when you're sending out those personal touches, once you build up all those reviews and you get all those repeat customers, now you want to drive them over to another site. That way you don't have to have all those fees. So people normally link a website that they have off Etsy on their page, and people tend to buy from that site. That's how you can merge and transition from Etsy to your own site. So now another con to Etsy, some people don't see it as a con, but I don't really like it. So now, when you go on Etsy and you shop and you click on a listing, at the bottom of the page there's ads or there's other similar products to yours. Oh, I hate that, because it could actually deter someone from your page. If they click on your listing and they don't really like it, at the bottom it'll show similar listings, which might potentially take them from your store and take them to another store. So now if I'm on my Shopify site, it's all my products. It's just me. I'm not competing against anyone. Versus Etsy, I'm competing literally against everyone. So now on Etsy, they changed the policy to where if you have free shipping, or if you spend $35 or more in the shop and you get free shipping, those listings rank higher than someone whose shop who does not offer free shipping. So it's not really fair to some people who might be, say, selling heavy items that you have to pay for that shipping. I'm not going to pay for shipping, because if I hide the shipping in the cost, it's going to make it go high. There's some items like, let's say, huge signs, or people who are making woodwork or different things. Those items might be heavy to ship. So if I charge on an extra $20 or $30 in my actual listing, it might deter people from the sale because they see that the item costs too much, when they're not realizing, oh, it's the shipping is in the cost. So just some things to consider. So you are competing with other shop owners as well. You're competing for that #1 landing page, because I might click on 1 or 2 pages, but after that, I'm tired of looking. So trying to get your listing up to the first spot is like trying to compete for the valedictorian of the school year, against all the other kids in the school. So you want to definitely have great photos. That's the key. Great photos, great product descriptions, great SEO tools. You have to have great tags. You have to have great titles. All those things helps with the SEO rankings and helps your listings get to the #1 spot. So starting with Etsy is really easy. You don't have to worry about customer base right away, because you'll potentially have customer base. You do want to run a few ads on your top listings to see if you can get those listings up to the #1 spot. But after that, it's golden. It's, some shops do really well and succeed really well on Etsy if you have a #1 seller, if you have a hot item. The key with Etsy is to list as many items as possible. But remember, the more you list, of course, you're going to have to pay for every listing. Every time you sell, you have to pay for that listing as well. So just keep those things in mind. But Etsy is a great platform for handmade goods, for crafters, for small business owners just starting out. If you do not have a large social media platform, if you do not have a large brand following already, but just keep in mind, if I buy from your shop, and I buy, say for instance, I bought this watch from your shop, and someone on the street sees me and they love this watch and they say, "Where'd you get that watch from?" What do you think they're going to say? They're going to say, "I got this off of Etsy." They might not say, "I got this from Katrina's boutique." I got this from Golden Glow Watches, whatever the name of your shop is, or Special Creations by KB. That's the name of my shop. Look it up. So, you want to make sure that you are branding your stuff in your packages, because you can't really brand your website. You can't brand the website. Again, it's Etsy's platform. So you are, restricted to what they have on the platform. There's no custom templates. They do have something now, I think it's called Pattern, where you can brand your site just a little bit more, but I was like, I'm not paying nothing else extra for Etsy. Y'all take enough fees from me. But just remember that if you're using Etsy's platform, it's up to you as the shop owner to brand, to give them that experience, so that way they can feel like it's kind of a brand and that they'll want to buy from you and that they'll spread your name. So you'll have to put your name in your tag of your shirts, or in your packaging, or your thank you stickers, on your bubble mailers, whatever it is, so that way they can see the actual name of the shop, so that way they can remember it and hopefully spread the shop name versus just saying I bought it off of Etsy. Now let's talk about Shopify. Shopify is probably the largest platform for e-commerce. Of course, you have other websites or other platforms that you can use, like Wix and Squarespace, Tailor Brand. There's so many others, but Shopify is probably the guru of them all. And it's where so many brands that you might not even know of that are using that platform, like Fashion Nova and so many others. They use Shopify. Shopify is really for branding your website, scaling your business, and really building out your website to make it your own. So when you come onto a Shopify website, just know you have your own domain name. It's yours. It's your personal website. You can make it your own with your own logos, your own photos, your own feel, your own colors, your own fonts. You can customize everything. And Shopify has so many templates to choose from to do that. So if you want your website to have an urban look, you can have an urban look. If you want it to have a chic look, you can have a chic look. If you want it to be luxurious, laid back, whatever you want, it's the website for you to build it out your own. You can do it yourself, or you can even hire an expert to do so on their website. Of course, you have to pay a little bit more for that, but some people, it's worth it. If you just want to list the products, that's it. If you want someone else to do it for you, they have that as well. So Shopify has some major pros, and it has, a con or two as well. So let's go through Shopify's pros and cons. So if you want that professional look, if you want that crisp, clean website, Shopify is the platform that you might want to consider, especially if you want to use brand ambassadors or social media influencers. You want them to actually go to an actual website. You don't want them going to Etsy, because I don't think any social media influencer is gonna, promote something on an Etsy shop. That's just my opinion. Shopify will definitely give you the look that you're going for a more professional look for your business. So another pro to Shopify is that on the back end of Shopify, you can have all these different apps. They have an app store where you can choose from apps that will help build up your website. So there's apps for, linking reviews. There's apps that will link your store from Shopify to Facebook and Instagram for social media proof when people are actually buying and rocking your goods, whatever it is that you're selling. If they're rocking your products and they're tagging your products, you can link all of that to Shopify, which is a great feature. I've used that before and I love it. You can have your social media feed show up at the bottom of your Shopify store. That's excellent as well. You can also create pop-ups, email lists. You can create text messages to send out to your customers. You can generate, all those pop-ups so that way people can put in their email. You already know when you go to some of your favorite websites, if you went there for the very first time, a pop-up comes up before you can even start browsing or shopping, and it'll ask you, do you want this coupon? We'll add you to the email list. So of course they have pop-ups for that. Also, if you see someone leave something in their cart and they don't purchase it right away, you can have apps that will generate an abandoned cart app that will send them a coupon as well to entice them to buy. Honey, there's an app for everything for Shopify. There's apps for SEO. There's apps to increase your upsells. There's even apps if you don't want to use the Shopify shipping platform. You can even have a shipping platform where you can use something like ShipStation as well. So there's pretty much an app for everything that you can integrate into your shop to help you scale your business. So you can research all the different apps. You can browse the store and you can see all the different apps that they have to offer. Some of them are free. Some of them you do have to pay for, but some of them are well worth it if it means scaling your potential business. So what are the cons for Shopify? The biggest con for Shopify, for some people, not for everyone, depends on, again, how big of a customer base you have, is that you have to bring in your customers yourself. You have to drive the sales. No one knows about your website yet until you tell them. Versus Etsy, the customer base is already there. People are already shopping there. No one is going to be just flocking to your website until you promote it. So you do have to run ads. You do have to do your own market research. You do have to drive your own sales. So it might be harder to start out on Shopify if you don't have a well-known brand, or if you don't have a large social media following, to promote it already. So you will have to work harder, you will have to grind, you will have to hustle, but it is well worth it once your website gets out there to the masses. You have to decide, do you want to start on a platform that already has people coming to it, but you do have to still get your rankings up there, because not everyone might see your page if it's on the bottom. Unless you have a unique item that's completely different from everyone else's, your tag words and everything is on point, your page is not going to be ranked number one on Etsy, even though people are coming to the site. But you can easily run ads on Etsy as well to get your stuff ranked higher. Versus Shopify, you literally have to do everything yourself. You have to post, you have to run ads, you have to, do all the marketing for yourself to get your website branded and get your website out to the masses. So of course you can run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all that as well. Shopify is the platform you want to use if you are scaling your business, if you have a large amount of items, if you're going to be selling in bulk, if you're going to be selling in large quantities, if you're shipping out a lot. You do not want to be doing that on Etsy, because Etsy charges for every single sale, every single time. Shopify, it's a monthly subscription. The Shopify plans are monthly. You have 3 different tiers depending upon where you're starting at in your business. You'll just choose one of those and you will pay that one time a month versus Etsy. So depending upon how much you're selling on Shopify, you can literally, hide that in the cost of all your goods. So if you're only paying the $29.99 package a month and you sell something that's, $50, $60, $70, you've already, made that back. Versus Etsy, if you're selling something multiple times, and you can literally already pay way more in fees in Etsy versus Shopify. So you just have to determine which one is best for you. Do you want to do more work up on the upfront and pay less, or do you want to do less work up front and pay more? So it just depends on how much you're selling, what you're selling. Some people look at Shopify as only for a brand. You can definitely have your handmade goods on Shopify as well. Most people, when they start doing really well on Etsy, they'll have their website linked down below and they'll merge those people and transition those customers over to Shopify. Now you have all those people on Shopify. Now you have your social media and you have all your following, and people are going directly to your website, not Etsy. So that's eventually what you want for your business, to scale your business, to grow your business, and to have your own branded website. Whether you're selling clothing or handmade goods, you want your website to feel like it's you. It's your own aesthetic, it's your own feel, and you want people to know that this is what they're going to get when they come to you. So now another pro to Etsy is that it's really customer based. It's really personable, and you can still be safe at the same time, where you can literally talk to each and every customer. If your customers have a question, they can easily access you. They can easily message you and you can respond right back. So now of course you can message the customers on Shopify as well, but of course it's just a lot more easier to do so on Etsy. So now some people don't like Etsy as far as reviews because they can pretty much leave any type of review on your site. I've never had any bad experiences on Etsy other than one time, and I had that sucker removed because I did everything in my power, to work with this customer, and they just pretty much lied on my store, and I was like, oh no, we're not having this. So I had to go through a lot, to finally get in touch with customer service and to have it removed, because you can't have it removed unless it's literally legit, something wrong with the comment. So Etsy actually removed it, but it takes a lot to get in touch with customer service on Etsy. Versus Shopify, they are 24/7, honey. You can get someone on the phone, no problem, with Shopify to help you with your back end, to help you with your store, to help you customize your website. You literally have access and you can get help with Shopify anytime, no problem. Etsy, it's a hassle. You got to read through so much. You got to go through so many back pages just to even find the phone number. I'm like, it's just too much. So there are definitely differences with Etsy and Shopify when it comes to the customer service. So definitely keep that in mind. So now another pro to both of them is that you can do print on demand with both platforms. With Etsy, you can link your print on demand store, whether you're using Printify, Printful. You can do the same thing with Shopify. If you're not physically making any of the products yourself, you can definitely set both of these shops, both of these platforms up with your print on demand store. So that's good to know. You can do it with Etsy and you can do it with Shopify. So another con with Etsy is the potential of getting your shop shut down. Okay, on Etsy, if you don't follow their guidelines, if you don't follow their rules, if your store gets dinged because of, copyright infringements or anything, some people have gotten their stores shut down for no reason at all, and they don't even know why to this day. So it keeps people from, starting a store on Etsy. It's a deterrent, really. Some people are afraid, but if you follow all the rules and all the guidelines, there should be no issues. But just know, if your site gets shut down and you don't have any other platform to sell on, you didn't link your page, or you didn't grow your following, and you don't have a really big following already outside of, Etsy, where are you going to sell at? How are you going to get customers? Then you're going to have no choice but to set up, a Shopify or a Wix or a Squarespace or a Tailor brand or something. And you're going to have to build all over again. You're going to have to drive that traffic to your site yourself. So just know, when you start a store on Etsy, you will have to follow all the rules and guidelines. You will have to be in compliance, because your store can be potentially shut down, and you don't want that. It's a lot of work, that you put into your store, so you just want to definitely make sure that you're running it and you're following all the rules on their platform. So again, Etsy, it's their platform. So you are just a store on their platform, on their website, versus Shopify. Ain't nobody shutting you down but you. If you don't sell nothing, then you can shut your own shop down when you want to. But you're in control. You have all the freedom. You have all the rights. You have all the customization with Shopify. It's yours. It's your brand. It's your baby, and you can make it your own, grow it and scale it. Etsy, you cannot do that. It's not your platform to sell. So just know that with Etsy, you can potentially get your shop shut down, but on Shopify, you can potentially grow your shop to $1 million company if that's where you're going. So I hope this video helped you guys out. I definitely want to give you the pros and cons for Shopify and Etsy, and now you can determine which one is the best for you. Where do you want to start at? Let me know what type of shop that you have. Let me know if you have an Etsy shop, if you're thinking about it, or you had an Etsy shop. What was your experience? Let me know if you have a Shopify store. What's your shop name? Drop those stores down below. Let's all support each other. Let's all help each other to grow. I'm going to be taking you guys on the back end of my brand new website when I build my brand new website. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it, because it's fun building your own website, customizing it yourself, or I haven't decided if I'm going to actually let someone else do it this time around, because it is time consuming getting it to be what you want it to be. But there's some people who love that. I'm just busy out here in these streets, so I'm trying to figure out if I want to do it myself or do I want to have someone else do it. But of course, I'm going to be overseeing the whole thing. But either way, I'm going to be showing you step by step on building a brand new website from start to finish, because I'm about to blow this new website out of the water, and I want to take you along for the ride. So I hope this video helped you guys out. Let me know what topics you want me to do next, and I hope whether you choose Etsy or Shopify, go out there and make them coins, get that bag, start that business. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.